Welcome to the Chris Willis University of North Alabama Football Review. Here are your hosts, Jeff Hodges and UNA head football coach Chris Willis.
Welcome into the Chris Willis Show in Ellensburg, Washington. North Alabama traveling to Ellensburg to take on Central Washington, the number 9 ranked team in the nation. Benjamin Ray filling in for Jeff Hodges this week. Standing here with UNA football coach Chris Willis. And Coach, it rained from the time we woke up this morning throughout the entire ball game, playing the number 9 ranked team in the nation. We led at halftime. Second half, we had an opportunity to tie the ball game up, but we played a pretty good four-quarter ball game.
Yeah, I don't think the rain really played much of a factor. I mean, we turned the ball over, I believe it was just one time, fumble early in the game. Probably if it did anything, it hurt them a little bit. They had 4 turnovers, and, it probably did affect the passing game somewhat at times. There were some balls that came out high and wobbly throughout the day, both quarterbacks. But, at the end of the day, just to sum it up, you got to be able to score some points. And right now, we're just not able to do that. We didn't put up, I think it was under 200 yards of offense. The only touchdown we had came from the defense, and I think we averaged 1.6 a carry on the ground. And right now we're just we're trying to find a way, just whatever way we give ourselves a chance. That's the promising thing. Our kids played extremely hard. They fought. I never gave up, even down to the last play of the game. But we just got to find a way to generate some more offense. We've only got right now 3 games left on the schedule. And we just got to keep working, go back to the drawing board, and figure it out.
Defensively, in the first half, we played a great ball game. They did manage 1 touchdown to open up the second quarter. After that, we blocked a punt, we had a forced fumble, and we picked off 2 passes. But in the second half, it really felt like the Wildcats just committed to the run game, finishing with 235 yards rushing in the contest.
They did. They must have went in at halftime. It was a great adjustment by them. They apparently saw something. They saw enough where let's stick to the run game, let's eat up some clock. We're not throwing the ball around very well. Let's don't put ourselves in a bind there with some more interceptions. They probably felt like that was what was keeping us in the game, and so they did, and it worked. They grinded away, I think, 230, 40-something yards on the ground, and we didn't stop the run game today at all. But at the end of the day, going into the fourth quarter, we had a chance. But we just, today the penalties probably took over for the turnovers. That was the replacement. It's usually turnovers. Today it was penalties. I think we had 13. Now, that's not all offense, but too many penalties. And that goes back, in my opinion, I told the coaches at halftime, that was us. As coaches, we recruited these guys. We coach them, and we're allowing some of this to happen. And we had to make some changes. We benched a few guys that I thought needed to sit on the side for a while. And we got to learn from it. We got to keep working, and there's no quit. The players, and I think today we had some teams get beat. So believe it or not, I think there's still some promising, some light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak.
Offensively, Coach, you just hit on it. We were 1 of 3 in the red zone. We had opportunities to put points up on the board. We just could not punch it in the end zone, and most of it was self-inflicted wounds from the penalties.
Yeah, holding. I did see a couple of them I thought were good calls. I have mixed feelings. I'll never just, I ain't going to say never, but I'm not a coach to put the blame on the officiating. That's not why we lost today's game. But I wasn't happy with the officiating. I thought there were some key plays in the game that killed us on some momentum. I didn't think that was a pick play that they called when we threw it to Dre Hall. 13 penalties. I'll go back and look at them. 6, 7 of them probably were legit penalties. There's half of them I don't know if they were.
UNA falls on the road 17-10 to the number 9 ranked team in the nation, Central Washington. When we come back, we'll take a look at the first half highlights.
There's a rhythm that flows here, from the way we live to the way we do business. It flows from the banks of the Tennessee River and echoes in the breeze, the downtown street corners, and the stereos that play pure Muscle Shoals gold. Since 1936, TVA Community Credit Union has been in tune with the very heart of North Alabama, watching families grow and dreams come true. North Alabama and TVA Community Credit Union in perfect harmony.
When you support Lil Steve's convenience stores, you're supporting small American family-owned businesses. They, in turn, support our high schools, community, and the University of North Alabama. When you buy snacks, drinks, and other items from Lil Steve's, you're saying, we believe in America. Visit one of these Lil Steve's locations in Florence on Pine Street and on Florence Boulevard, Cloverdale Road in Petersville, and Woodward Avenue in Muscle Shoals. Lil Steve's, where UNA shops.
Alabama's got the best in luxury hotels and golf, and the numbers to prove it. Number 1 out of all 333 Marriotts for golf, the Marriott Shoals Hotel and the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail at the Shoals. Number 2 out of all Marriotts for spa, Marriott Shoals Hotel and Spa. Luxurious rooms with a view of the Tennessee River, plus 2 world-class golf courses ranked in the top 10 nationally. Call 1-800-949-4444 today to book your reservations at the Shoals.
My pants are sagging, braided hair. Suckers stare, but I don't care. My game ain't knowledge, my game's fear. I've no remorse, so squares beware. Color, 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 color.
Welcome back into the Chris Willis Show. Benjamin Ray and the head football coach Chris Willis back with you. And Coach, we're about to take a look at the first half highlights. A 10-7 lead for your team at the halftime intermission, and that's pretty good considering Central Washington had just given up 6 total second quarter points on the season.
Yeah, and I thought our backs were against the wall there a couple of times. It probably could have been a little bit worse than that. I thought we held them out of the end zone right there before the half, came up with a big interception. Picked them off twice, actually, but they called one of them back, and that was big. Our defense, once again, defensively is giving us opportunities game in and game out. And I guess you can go back to Florida Tech. You know, we didn't have many yards on offense, but we found a way to win the game. We probably played, obviously a lesser opponent and shorter, and we kind of had a little bit of everything working there. But it caught up to us. You know, here's a day where we didn't have many yards, couldn't move the ball on the ground, throw it, and just couldn't come away with, against a good football team. You got to be able to score points. We didn't.
We had an opportunity to strike first. We missed a field goal. It might have been blocked. Go back and watch the film a little bit, possibly. Central Washington scores first to go up 7-0, and after that, our defense blocks a punt, forces a fumble. Aquarian Harris with a strip. DeJuan Smith has a pick 6 to put us up on the board, give us the lead actually at 10-7 after a field goal from Chandler Carrera. And Chris Johnson had an interception as well that saved a touchdown drive, ended a touchdown drive from Central Washington.
Yeah, all 3 of those guys have been good players for us. Aquarian came out of high school. He's not quite had the season he was expected to have, but he's coming on. He's gotten better as the weeks have gone. And then DeJuan Smith, he's a little bitty guy. He kind of reminds me of Filbert Marshall. You never hear nothing from him. He just lines up and does his job, and he don't have to talk about it. He just shows up and does it, and that's great for him. And then Chris, has been like that pretty much all year. He's not the best tackler. He's not the most physical safety, but he does really good at playing the football, and he's been big for us all year. I'm glad that we've been able to pick him up over the summer.
Here are your first half highlights presented by First Metro Bank.
Kicking off for the Wildcats of Central Washington will be Gavin Todd, the junior. The Central Washington numbers are not very easy to read, so bear with us. The kickoff is a low one, fielded on the right hash by Jackson. He takes off at the 10, cuts it back left, playing on a grass surface. He trips on the 15-yard line, goes down at the 17-yard line. That's where the North Alabama offense will take over. Single set wide receivers to each side, a jumbo backfield. It's Terrence Humphrey taking the handoff from Bruton, running off right tackle, cuts it up across the 20. Bruton, time to throw on first down. He looks left. He has Norwood, makes the catch, makes a move across the middle of the field. He's Bruton with the same formation. Hands off to Humphrey, running right up the middle, and Humphrey runs into a wall. Ball comes out. They say it's a live ball, scooped up by Central Washington. Kevin Haynes scoops it up. Christian Stafford's the single set right. It's the running back, Purnell, running off left tackle. He's across the 25. Himself goes in motion left to right.
There it is.
A high snap over the head of Hennessy. Foot race for it. Hennessy slides down on top of it. Christian Taylor was there as well. 2 wide receivers left. Bruton, shotgun snap, hands off to Cox, running right up the middle. He's got the first down across the 45. Carries defenders across the 50. Damon Cox is the back to the left of Bruton. Play action fake. Bruton under heavy pressure. Steps up, rolls right. He has room to run. He's across the 40. Points to get a block. He'll be tripped up at the 35-yard line. 2-by-2, the wide receivers go. Delvon Carpenter goes in motion right to left, and Bruton tosses it forward to Carpenter. He stretches it down the left sideline. He's across the 25-20. Same formation, low snap. Bruton will pick it up at the 45. No, he'll just jump down on it. Carrera, good snap, good hold. The kick is up. Does it have enough? It is wide left, no good. Stands behind Hennessy, takes a high snap, hands off to Purnell, running right up the middle, the right hash, breaks a tackle, he's across midfield, finally drug down from behind. Hard count, gets some players to move, hands off to Purnell, running right up the middle. The referee on the left side signals touchdown, and the Wildcats from Central Washington strike first, up 6-0. The snap is high, the hold is down, the kick is up. They signal good. 4:40 on the clock. Here's we open up the second quarter. Central Washington 7, North Alabama nothing. Goes in motion right to left, and Damon Cox will take the handoff from Bruton after the snap, running off right tackle. Taking it up the right hash. He keeps the wheels going. Finally drugged down at the 26-yard. Bruton takes a perfect snap from Harrod, hands off to Cox. Actually, that's Humphrey running off the right hash. Makes a move. He has a TVA Community Credit Union first down. North Alabama looking to bring heat here. The Lions have blocked one punt this year. They get back there. It's blocked. Jackson blocks it for North Alabama. A fight for the ball. It does not matter. North Alabama takes over. Jamal Jackson with the game-changing play, a block.
I tell you what, he came off the edge so fast. That punter, Jonathan Cunn, never had a chance to get that off of his foot.
Rico Bruton back out. Rodney held the fullback to the right. Bruton will keep it running right up the middle. He'll pick up 2, maybe 3 yards down to the 29-yard line. This is a punt that hurts your average. But if you can pin them deep, it helps you out. And look at that, wow. A perfect punt. Chris Johnson catches it at the 1-yard line. Ball on the left hash, 2 wide receivers right. Hennessy turns, play action fake, rolls left, looking downfield, connects with a wide receiver across the 40 for the first down to the 41, 42-yard line. Hennessy claps his hands for the ball here on this 1st and 10 from the 43. Hands off to Dufanga. Ball on the ground. Aquarian Harris forced the fumble. It looks like North Alabama has recovered it. Jalen Dredd recovers. North Alabama takes over. Aquarian Harris gets his big paw in there to force it out. Rico Bruton has 3 wide receivers left. Terrence Humphreys the back to his left as well. Austin Hicks isolated right. A quick pass right to Hicks makes the grab. A manageable second down. 2-by-2 the wide receivers go. Bruton play action fake, throws it left out long. That's Alex Norwood making the grab, makes a move left towards the North Alabama bench. A good snap to Bruton. He hands off to Cox, running right up the middle, bounces it out left, runs it towards the North Alabama sideline, cuts it up. Carrera from the right side of the field. And Carrera might have moved early. No whistle. A good snap, a good hold, a good kick. North Alabama gets on the board. 4:03 remaining in the half. It's Central Washington 7, North Alabama 3. Drops his right hand, makes his approach. A couple players weren't ready for North Alabama, and it's a high end-over-end kick fielded at the 6-yard line. Return man takes up at the right hash. He has a lane, breaks one tackle, spins across the 40, finally falls down. Hennessy, 2 wide receivers left, a tight end and tight to the left of the formation as well. Hands off to Purnell, running off right tackle, hesitates, carries the ball across the 40. Same formation for the Wildcats. Hennessy takes a slow snap, turns, hands off to Purnell. No, he keeps it running left, pitches it forward, and it's interception. It's intercepted by North Alabama. Jalen Dredd will take off down the field, 30, 20. He has nobody around him. He'll go into the end zone. A defensive touchdown for North Alabama, and the Lions take the lead.
A horrible decision by Riley Hennessy to try to get rid of that football right there, but a great decision for UNA all the way back for 7. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
And that wasn't Jalen Dredd, it was Dwan Smith.
Yeah.
Chandler Carrera's extra point, a low snap. The kick is up, the kick is good. And look, it's getting chippy. Players are talking even after extra points. 1:59 left in the first half. North Alabama has their first lead. It's 10-7. Purnell's the running back. Hennessy, play action fake, looking for the tight end. It's deflected and intercepted this time. Chris Johnson has it in the end zone, takes it out to the 10-yard line. No pass interference that time. Dorsey Norris with the deflection. Chris Johnson picks it off, his 4th of the year. What a first half it has been, and North Alabama will take the lead into the halftime intermission. 10-7 will be our score.
Finish more projects with less. Lose the hose, the compressor, and gas cartridges. You don't need them. Experience total fastening freedom, brought to you by the Pro Preferred brand of nailers with Hitachi's line of 18-volt lithium-ion cordless nailers. They're powered by Hitachi's new compact 3 amp-hour battery that delivers all the power you need with half the weight you'd expect. And the compact 3 amp-hour batteries are compatible with all Hitachi 18-volt slide-type lithium-ion power tools for even more flexibility. Tool-free features like depth of drive, sequential or bump fire modes, and an integrated belt hook make these Hitachi cordless finish nailers convenient to use. Hitachi's 18-volt lithium-ion cordless nailers shoot more nails per charge, deliver quick response time in between drives, and consistently set nails flush, even at an angle. They're backed by Hitachi's lifetime lithium-ion tool warranty for ultimate peace of mind.
Coach, we just watched the first half highlights, a 10-7 lead as we opened up the third quarter, and we hit on this a little earlier. Third quarter, it seemed like Central Washington just went to the run game, time of possession. They held the football for nearly 12 minutes in the third quarter.
Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, I think they just went into halftime and thought, with the weather, and they'd already turned the ball over. Let's just line up and let's pound the football here and let's see if we can get away with it. And they did. Like I said, they ran for over 200 yards. If you do that, you're going to have a chance. That's good numbers. And so we just didn't. I don't think it was lack of tackling. It was just they came off the ball and they creased us in some holes, bounced a couple of them. We weren't able. They got out leveraged, and it was a good job by them. Good adjustment by them.
Their defense leads the nation in interceptions and sacks. They did not have a sack in the first half. However, they got to Rico Bruton 5 times in the second half.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems to be the thing this year. Second half. We ranked last in the Gulf South Conference in giving up sacks. I think it might have been 24 going into the day. Give up 5 today. And, it always seems it's the second half of the game when that occurs. And maybe that's teams are putting on the pressure a little bit. We get more blitz at times. But, it didn't help that we lost Cole Harding. I didn't know that through the game, but we lost him possibly for the year as well. And, you start losing guys throughout the season. You start to go down your depth chart a little bit, and so now you're playing with some guys that are maybe not ready to go, and we're just lacking some depth in some spots, and right now it's showing an offensive line.
UNA had a chance to tie the ball game up late. A pass falls incomplete in the end zone. Let's take a look at the second half highlights, once again presented by First Metro Bank.
North Alabama, 30 minutes to play, looking to hold on to this 10-7 lead. The ball will be fielded at the 5, and it's dropped by the return man. He picks it up at the 10, takes off at the 20, and he's hit hard. Hit hard by 2 or 3 North Alabama. Self the tight end right. Single set wide receivers each side. And once again, Hennessy turns. It's a throwback. Ball on the ground. Scooped up by North Alabama. Maurice Burton has it. And the Wildcats tried to get cute with it. So the running back Tufega tossed it back to Hennessy, who was going to try to throw downfield, and he drops it. North Alabama on top 10-7. First possession of the second half for North Alabama. Bruton takes the snap, and he's sacked. 2 wide receivers in tight to each side of the formation. Shotgun snap to Hennessy, steps up under pressure. Now he'll run with it. He tucks it across the 50, sidesteps the defender, slides down as he crosses the 40. And goes in motion left to right, goes back left. Hennessy looking left for that man, throws. He makes the grab, and he's immediately hit by A.J. Bracey on the far side. The kick is up, a good hold. And it's good. A penalty marker comes down. The ball game's tied up 10-10. 3:03 remaining in the third quarter. North Alabama tied up at 10. Bruton and company come out. It's Terrence Humphrey taking the handoff from Bruton, running off left tackle. Dre Hall isolated right. Central Washington bringing pressure on this 3rd and 18 from the 17. As soon as Rico Bruton snaps it, a penalty flag comes down. He hands off to Terrence Humphrey, running right up the middle. Down back slot left, goes in motion left to right. Hennessy turns after taking the snap, hands off to Purnell, running off right tackle. He stretches it out towards the Central Washington bench. Bruton, 2 wide receivers right, a single set left. Takes the snap on first down, looking left for Hicks. Makes the grab in traffic at the left hash as the buzzer sounds for the end of the third quarter. 3rd and 10 from the 31. Central Washington brings 2 extra men. Bruton steps up right into the pressure, and he's sacked. Nowhere to go. Joe Gurley back into punt. Heavy pressure from Central Washington. He gets it off, an end-over-end kick. Fair catch called for at the 39. In the back, Purnell goes to the left of Hennessy now. The wide receiver on the right side goes in motion to the left. Play action fake, looking downfield. He has his man across the sticks, across the 50. Hennessy about 5-6 yards behind his center, takes a belt-high snap, play action fake, looking left, rolls right, under pressure. No call as Daly was grabbed by the shoulder. Hennessy down the far sideline, and he'll hand off to Purnell, running right up the middle, breaks a tackle at the 1, and he lowers the shoulder into the end zone, kept the feet going, touchdown Central Washington. However, this one is up, and this one is good. No penalty markers. 10:42 remaining in the ballgame. Central Washington 17, North Alabama 10. And held will be stacked to the right of Bruton. Play action fake. Bruton looking left for Hall. It's a high catch. Hall goes up to get it across the 40, drags defenders to the 43-yard line. He points with his right arm to indicate extra men coming. They come, penalty marker comes down, Bruton throwing right, connects with Carpenter. Carpenter drops it, gets it back, spins back left across the 35, trips wide receivers right. Good snap to Bruton, looking left, comes back right, throwing downfield, looking for Norwood. Off of his hands, falls incomplete. Hennessy takes the knee. Now when will they reset the play clock?
At 40, they don't have to run another one.
And the game's over. Central Washington begins celebrating. They shake hands out on the field. I'll tell you what, this North Alabama team played their hearts out tonight. Unfortunately, they come up short. Final score, Central Washington 17, North Alabama 10.
Finish more projects with less. Lose the hose, the compressor, and gas cartridges. You don't need them. Experience total fastening freedom, brought to you by the Pro Preferred brand of nailers with Hitachi's line of 18-volt lithium-ion cordless nailers. They're powered by Hitachi's new compact 3-amp-hour battery that delivers all the power you need with half the weight you'd expect. And the compact 3-amp-hour batteries are compatible with all Hitachi 18-volt slide-type lithium-ion power tools for even more flexibility. Tool-free features like depth of drive, sequential or bump fire modes, and an integrated belt hook make these Hitachi cordless finish nailers convenient to use. Hitachi's 18-volt lithium-ion cordless nailers shoot more nails per charge, deliver quick response time in between drives, and consistently set nails flush, even at an angle. They're backed by Hitachi's lifetime lithium-ion tool warranty for ultimate peace of mind.
Time, a precious commodity. It marches on, ready or not. And no matter how hard we try, we can't get it back. It's important to invest your time in your most precious asset, to make time for life's big decisions. At TVA Community Credit Union, our electronic services help you spend most of your time doing things that matter most. TVA Community Credit Union, high quality for what matters most.
TNT Fireworks is a proud sponsor of UNA Lions football and the Coach Chris Willis Show, and wishes them good luck in their quest for a Division II national championship. TNT Fireworks has fundraising opportunities available for your nonprofit organization or group, earning high profits in a short period of time selling TNT quality products. Call us today or visit us on the web at tntfireworks.com. And remember, if it's not TNT, it's not fireworks. Roar Lions!
Hey friends, I'm Gene Solings. Are you looking for a place to watch the next big game? 306 Barbecue and Back Alley Sports is your spot. 306 has 30 HD TVs where the big game is always on. And Back Alley is a sports bar where the food matters. 306 Barbecue features fresh, off-the-pit barbecue along with all of your game time favorites. 306 Barbecue and Back Alley Sports where the food matters in historic downtown Florence.
When you support Little Steve's convenience stores, you're supporting small American family-owned businesses. They, in turn, support our high schools, community, and the University of North Alabama. When you buy snacks, drinks, and other items from Little Steve's, you're saying, "We believe in America." Visit one of these Little Steve's locations in Florence on Pine Street and on Florence Boulevard, Cloverdale Road in Petersville, and Woodward Avenue in Muscle Shoals. Little Steve's, where UNA shops.
We're wrapping up this episode of the Chris Willis Show. North Alabama falling on the road in Ellensburg, Washington, 17-10 to Central Washington, the number 9 ranked team in the nation. Coach Willis, the second time this season we've lost to a team in the top 10, but your team still put out a great effort here in Washington.
They did. I was worried about the travel, but overall I thought our travel, our group of guys that work from our managers and trainers, Josh Penny, and all our coaches that put in the time to try to map this thing out, I thought it was well planned. I mean, I don't think our guys were tired today. They had a lot of energy. We just come up on the short end. At the end of the day, it wasn't the weather, it wasn't the travel. We just didn't score any points. You got to get in the end zone, and I mean offensively. We didn't score any. If you watch college football today, and it don't take many people, common sense. I mean, my wife don't watch it like I do outside of watching UNA, but she'll tell you the same thing. You got to score points, and 10, 17, that don't usually cut it. Now it worked for them today, but usually if you don't see many games like that, 17-10. That's like back in the 80s and 70s, and games today are in the 30s and 40s, and we gotta go back and look at the film and see what we can do and try to find things that maybe we can get good at, and just if it's only 4 plays, let's just repeat those 4 plays, but we just got to keep working.
Our Brinks Apartments players of the game. We have co-players of the game this week. Chris Johnson and DeJuan Smith. We'll start with Chris Johnson, Coach. Junior defensive back out of Birmingham, plays safety for you. 13 tackles and interception at the end of the first half to keep Central Washington out of the end zone. Everywhere you looked, he was out on the field today. Yeah,
it's not good when he's leading in tackles. That tells you something. The running back was getting back here to him a lot, and so that's probably why he had so many tackles. The interception was big. That was right before halftime. I thought we'd picked the ball off of Maurice. Bad call, in my opinion, on the pass interference. I thought he got his head around. We were told if you get your head around as a DB, very seldom you'll ever see that called. And I thought we looked like the receiver. And then the next play, the ball was tipped, and he came away. Chris Johnson did with a big play, ran it out, I think, and we ended up down in the ball going into halftime up the league. So that was big by him, and I'm glad he's on board, and it got another year with us, so I'm excited about the future with Chris.
DeJuan Smith, a 72-yard interception return to put us up 10-7 late in the second quarter, actually right before Chris Johnson's interception, but Smith keeps making big plays for you.
Yeah, comes from great pedigree. His dad, and obviously we know who that is. He's a Hall of Famer at UNA, and just a great kid. He comes to work every day. Out of 111 players on the roster, he's probably the quietest guy on the team. But he does what he's supposed to. He shows up on time. He's there on time all the time. He's working hard. He don't say anything, and he just, we don't never have to correct him. He's always where he's supposed to be, and he plays big for his size. He don't look much. He walks in the door. A lot about Filbert Marshall, but he plays a lot bigger than he looks.
Coach, we got to wrap up, but coming up this weekend, Delta State at home. They lost this past week to Valdosta State. There's, 3 weeks left of football, and a lot can happen with the Gulf South Conference.
Yeah, a lot of shakeups. West Al losing, Delta losing. I'm not sure about anybody else, but, we got a long way to go. I'm not going to talk to the guys about playoffs. I just want to get better and find a way to win the next game. We can beat Delta State, they lost to a team that we've beat. So we just got to get back, get home at Brawley, and try to find a way to win the game.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of the Chris Willis Show. North Alabama back at home Saturday, October 28th against Delta State, a 6 p.m. kickoff. We hope to see you there.
Join us again next time for the Chris Willis University of North Alabama Football Review.